Okay, so this is the last drawing, Tower 1, Part 3, last video in the series here. Last video, we put these chamfered edges on here. What we're going to do now is right-click, get off of Isolate Selection, so you go back to see the whole drawing here. I already have this put in here for the shell. But what you need to do in order to get this in here and added is hit the drop down on the modifiers list and select shell. Okay, when you do that, it'll put this in place here for part of your modifiers. And once you have the shell selected here, make sure that you have the outer amount, make sure that that is set at 2 meters. Just gives it a little bit more thickness on the shell. And then the next thing you're going to do is go ahead and turn all of these back on. And what we'll do is we'll click off somewhere out here to deselect everything. So now you see we have 3 different layers in here. Going back here, we have the glazing, the metallic shell, and the mullions. Okay, so all 3 of those are combined in this whole twisting building. And the next thing that we need to do is add some materials to the material editor. So that way we're not going to leave the drawing with this color before we render it. We're going to actually click on material editor here, and you'll notice these little windows here pop up. We're going to click in the first one. So if I click each different one here, it offers a different option selection. So what we're going to do is have this top left one selected. We're going to select here. Yours will say Arch Design, but it's nonetheless click in the same spot. When we do that, it'll pop up another window here. We're actually going to select a glass. So we're going to actually expand this out. And we're going to do clear blue because that shows up better in the rendering later. And then we just select on it, and then we hit OK. And you'll notice up here how that changes to a clear blue. The concrete, this is already in for mine, but I'm going to show you how to do that. So you click the unused one here next to it. So you'll click, this was 1, you'll click on 2. Again, select right here in this window, yours will say Arch Design. And to find that one, so I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to go up here to concrete. And I'm just looking for non-uniform gray, and then I hit OK. And that's the gray right there that we're using. Okay, so once we have those selected, we can go ahead and close out the material editor. And once you have the materials in, go ahead and click H on the keyboard. That opens up this window again. Make sure that the glazing is highlighted here, and then we hit OK. Then we're going to come back over here to the material editor, and we're actually going to select, so if you hold that down, we can select the second option here, which pulls up the slate material editor. And with this slate material editor open, select on the options, and you want to uncheck propagate materials to instances. So you'll notice that's unchecked. And what I'm actually doing is make this a little bit bigger here so you can see this a little bit easier. Actually, if I can. Because what we're going to do is we're going to scroll all the way down here at the very bottom. This will have our materials in it right here. So I'm going to click and drag the that blue glass out here into view 1. And it's going to ask me this option. I'm going to go ahead and keep it as instance and hit OK. And you'll see how this pulls out into here. And once this is out here in the view 1, we actually want to come up here and assign the material to the selection, which again, we're using the building 1 glazing. So we go ahead and assign that material, and you'll notice right here it assigns it. So here it says building 1 glazing. Oops. Right here. Okay. Let's put that back over for a minute. Make sure to go ahead and select off to the side somewhere and hit H on your keyboard. And then what we want to do is we're going to select one of these options here. And we're going to select metallic shell. Make sure that's highlighted, and we're going to select OK. Then we're going to click on this here to highlight it, and we're going to delete it. And then we're going to go ahead and close this out. We actually need to go ahead and add one more thing on the material editor. So let's click a third unused sample slot here. We're going to select Arch Design. Close this up. We need to go down to Metal. And I want to pick something that's going to be a little bit brighter. I'm going to pick brass. Select OK. I want to make sure it shows up at the end in the render. So once I have that in there, I can go back and get the material slate editor again. You'll notice here that this is the other material we just added. Then we're going to go ahead and drag the, again, keep instance, hit OK. We're going to drag this out there. We're going to hit assign material to selection. So that'll assign it to the metallic shell here. And then we're going to select on the outside again, hit H. So again, I clicked over here. And then this time we need to do the last one that we have not done, and that is the mullions. We hit OK. And then this time we're going to select that gray material. What we'll do is we'll click and delete this, and then we'll move the gray material out here, select instance, hit OK, and we'll go ahead and assign the material. You'll see how we've assigned all these things. And once we've done that, we can go ahead and close this out, and you'll see how there's some different things going on here. See how some colors have changed. So we're going to go ahead and render the production. As I click that and render it, we'll see it show up here as it comes into focus. Alright, and then what you're going to do with this is you're going to copy the image. And once you've copied the image, we're going to open up your Google Docs, open up a blank page, and you're going to title this Tower 1, and then right click on the page, paste the drawing in here, and then that'll automatically save in your drive, or it should. Make sure that it does before you just delete and walk out of it. And then you'll do this same exact process on Tower 2. The next drawing that you do, I have the same video showing you the exact same steps. Then what you'll do once you get done, find the assignments on the Google Classroom and go ahead and turn that in. If you have any questions, just ask me. But this is it here. Okay, Tower 1 is complete.